This sign is true for nitro. It still doesn't get better than this. Except for electric, it's faster and easier, whatever. But the Kyosho MP10T, their newest redesigned truggy to take on the nitro racing scene, is here. And we got to test it for a little tiny bit, and I'll explain that later. But kick that intro. This kit replaces the Evo RRST, some bunch of letters together, but it's a much cleaner name. It's an MP10T. It ties in with the other car, MP10. Let's check out the chassis. We're diving right into the chassis details. So what this truck is an entirely new truck because mostly everything has changed. The biggest changes are really like it got a push-up bra and a tummy tuck because as you can see, it's kind of slid all the weight up forward, giving some nice heft in the sweaters there, and then pushed everything tinier and towards the middle. The end result? More weight on the front tires, and more weight on the front tires means more aggressive steering. Most truggies handle pretty well. They're easy to drive. They got big suspension, big tires, kind of like a Cadillac. It's very hard to get them to steer because they're so wide and so much grip sometimes. So Kyosho has always resisted moving weight forward. Their A-scale car has been easier to drive because the weight isn't stuck on the front, it's not driving on the nose, it makes it easier to drive. And on our main, easier to drive beats knife edge, ultimate lap time. You have to concentrate like you're slicing cheese with a razor. That's a dumb analogy, but you know what I mean. You got to pay attention. All right, moving on. The arms, they're all new. The knuckles up front, new. Everything up front is new. Thinner arms. They look a little bit like there's not enough material in the steering knuckles there to me. I don't know if you'll probably see everybody running aluminum anyway, but they look a little small. The front arms come in two thicknesses, or actually stiffnesses, soft and hard. I don't know what the huge difference is, but the harder ones obviously give more stiffness and more steering response for higher grip tracks. Another thing to notice, the arms are filled in. They don't have spacing. Seems to be the trend in off-road right now, just to fill in the gaps there. Durability, stiffness, less mud packed in there, all the above, except if it sits on there like a shelf, but that's a pretty standard issue at this point. One of the bigger changes is actually the gearing of the truck. It's now specific for the MP10T. Prior it was a 1343 and now it's a 1046. So the gears are smaller, which means less rotating mass, more efficient. The drivetrain was super free. When it was brought over, it was just built and it spun without any hiccups and nothing to wear in. But once we ran it in, it was even freer, so it was nice. The electronics are now packed into the center, really close to the brakes, and the adjustment, or little knurled knobs there, you can adjust the bias. It looks a little too close to me. I remember the Losi having servo issues with the servo that close, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Who cares, right? But just memory serves me correct that sometimes when it's too close, they vibrate the servos to death, but who knows. Man, I'm really packing the details in here, not the action, but more on that later. Here's a great shot of the bottom of the chassis. It really shows the stretch from the buggy. The arms filled in. You can see all the plastic across the webbing. The new one-piece rear wing mount is really cool. This makes it stiffer, lighter. I don't know how it's lighter, but I guess no screws through the middle, so it's lighter, but mainly stiffness. Here's the gap. There's now a huge plastic brace to help stiffen the chassis. The shocks are awesome. Kyosho shocks, they work great. Purple springs, pretty. A Reds engine, this one had a 23 in it. You can run up to a 28. In the past, when we tested 21 versus 28 in a truggy, we were faster with the 21. The 28 just made too much power and rocked the wheels. It was harder to drive if you're a freaking video game master and can control that power. Obviously, more power is better. Power corrupts. Perfectly clear. I really never drove this car. I had someone driving the car, a mechanic, for the video, which he was a little rusty, like an old Chevy in the field, so he crashed a lot. It's no big deal. That happens. We crashed. Garen, who runs Revelation Raceway, did bust in some uninterrupted laps. Got some couple laps in there, and then the car broke. Not a big deal, but apparently it was a big deal to Kyosho. So I really never got to drive the car. They got angry at me. I've been watching cars for 20 years. This car is way better than the old truck. You can see that this thing steers on the nose, so it's very aggressive. Suspension suspension was good. It's a truggy. It's very hard to screw up a truggy, to be honest with you. But definitely a much more aggressive feel. The suspension looked really good. This was the kit setup. It could use a little tuning, probably some shock oil, maybe some diff adjustments, especially for the track conditions. They were a little bit dry and dusty. They weren't watering, so we're trying to groove it up so we were like a test bed. So you can see the buggy rotates, it's truggy, rotates on the front nose pretty aggressively. I noticed with an unskilled hand, if you let off, that weight transfer was extreme. So a couple times you can see the extreme oversteer you get if you just lift off too aggressively. Very key to adjust the brake bias. We started with front brake bias, which means it pushes. If you move it towards the back, you'll kind of get a little jiggy with it. Overall, the truggy looked very aggressive, very capable. The old truck took a lot of work to get fast. That's what was told me from the team drivers. Our review, driving it or not, it's going to be in issue 37. But Kyosho is going to have a contender here, even if I never drive it, somebody else can drive it fast. So don't worry if you break an arm, for crying out loud. It's not the end of the world, shit breaks. So subscribe to the magazine, subscribe to YouTube. Look up, we're actually a magazine. Don't forget that we make something that you can put on your iPad and it looks cool. I spent a lot of time doing it, so please check it out. There's some free issues if you're cheap. It's only $10 a year, for crying out loud. Spend some money. I love ya. Later.